Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another broadcast of the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. Welcome to Lieutenant General Russell L. Honore Stadium. We have a beautiful day, clear skies, 88 degrees, wind 6 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. I'm your play-by-play man, James Richards. Alongside of me doing color commentary is Andy Hamilton. Andy, how you doing today, and how do you think this game's going to go?
Well, I'm doing great today, and I think this game will be very interesting. Both teams desperately need a win. Tulsa on the road, still yet to get their first win in the game. But New Orleans, their only win came at home, James. I'm interested to see what they do in their second outing in front of the home team fans.
Well, you know, Andy, statistically, 55-ish is the win percentage of all the home teams in the SFL. So let's see if they can get some of that hometown gumbo cooking here in New Orleans. The Desperados choosing heads for the coin toss, coming out in their brown shouldered uniforms, white jerseys, white pants. Pharaohs will take the kick to start the game. They're coming out in their black jerseys with their blue sleeves, black pants, black helmets. Beautiful,
the all
beautiful
black
day. Yeah, beautiful. I actually like the all black. I know that's a lot of people don't like it. I actually love it. Big fan. Andrew,
well, I'm a big fan of you.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Andrew Wheeler on the kick for the Desperados, and he boots it down to the 6-yard line. And there's going to be a pretty solid return out to the 26 by number 11, Leroy Brown. And that's where Xander Gold and this Pharaoh offense are going to take over.
Yeah, both teams, James, from the quarterback position, really like to air things out and just, you know, kind of go for it. Xander Gold, 3 touchdowns to 8 interceptions this season. I'm interested to see what the rookie does here against the number 15 defense in the SFL.
I formation, twins to the bottom, tight end to the top. 3-step drop, and he checks it out to the running back. And he's going to get going, folks. Takes it down to the New Orleans 45. That was a pass out to Bonkers. And with that,
Bonker,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say Bonker. I barely knew her, James, but a nice run there after the catch, and Donk gets all the way down the field. What a name.
Yeah, Donk had a pretty good season with OKC, and then he signed with the expansion team here, and he's looked really, really good this season so far. Gold under center. Single back, and it's going to be a trap play up the middle to Donk Bonkers. He's going to shake and shimmy, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3.
Shake, shimmy, do whatever your donk tells you. He's going to pick up 7 on that nice run there, and that really sets up New Orleans here. They're kind of drawing Tulsa in with the run, and I'd be interested to see some play action here coming out of it.
Interesting look here. Tulsa sitting in a 3-4, and we've got a strong eye pro look, and it's a quick pass by Gold out to the wide receiver, number 13, Matt Wolf, on the reception. That's good for a New Orleans first down.
Yeah, rookie to rookie. Gold finds Wolf on the sideline. He's able to keep the feet in bounds. A solid way to keep this drive going, and Tulsa's got to buckle down in one asset, whether it's running or passing the ball. They can't let New Orleans continue to get both.
Going in a heavy look here, I formation. 3 tight ends, excuse me, and it's a draw play, and he gets whacked in the backfield, brought down by no other than the Tulsa captain, Charles Ball, just knifing into the backfield, loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, and Ball was really all over the field last season. I'm interested to see, you know, this season only 1 tackle. That's only his 2nd tackle for loss, 2 pass deflections, 2 interceptions. They got to get him going.
High formation pro look here for Gold. It's a 5-step drop quick, and it looks like a screen pass out to Donk Bonkers. He's going to shake and shimmy. He's going to pick up about 5 on the play, brought down by number 40. And that is Kyron Hill coming from his outside linebacker position.
Yeah, Espen Rayal also involved, a long-time Tulsa Desperado. Some good defense there will bring up this 3rd down play. Let's see if they can get off the field.
Single back look, quads look here for the Pharaohs. Gold on a 5-step drop, a little pressure. He quickly dumps it out to Donk Bonkers. A nice spin move there by the young man, and he's going to pick up about 4, but that's going to bring up a 4th and 3, and Tulsa's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming on Gold quickly. He was able to get the ball away, and that's really all you can ask out of the quarterback when he's under that much pressure. Bonkers gets as much as he can, but it'll have to be a punt.
Yeah, and on that, let's cover the starting lineups for the Pharaohs here. Xander Gold, number 10 at quarterback. Number 11, Leroy Brown, wide receiver. Matt Wolf, number 13, wide receiver. Donk Bonkers, number 27, he's the starting halfback. Brock Lee, number 86, the starting tight end. And number 88, wide receiver Ermac Jackson, excuse me. And the Tulsa starting lineup, we have quarterback Michael Martin, number 1. Number 10, wide receiver Andre Goodspeed. Number 11, wide receiver Stephen Bush. Number 13, wide receiver Corey Jones. Number 20, halfback Sonzo Robinson. And the Pharaohs jump off sides here. Michael Martin taking his sweet time, but he is hit in the backfield. But it doesn't matter because it was a free play for the Desperados.
And that's what you want to do when they jump off sides. You know, drop back, see if you can get someone open down the field, take your shot. Unfortunately, sometimes that results in a sack, but it'll still be a free 5 yards for Tulsa.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the free plays. I just wish the quarterbacks would take more. You know, there's no penalty there, but I guess better safe than sorry. You know, you'd hate to think, you know, it was a penalty on them, but it's really a penalty on you, although that one was fairly obvious. Tulsa coming out in a heavy backfield. 4-3 look for New Orleans. The linebacker shifting to the strength of the play, and it's looked to be a counter, and it is stuffed in the backfield. Hard to see the numbers, but once it clears up, we'll let you know. Number 95, Coleman Fletcher out of the defensive end position for the Pharaohs, making a great play in the backfield.
Yeah, really nothing doing for Robinson. The receiver turned, or the running back turned receiver, turned running back again. Had to get some open room there. They're going to look to use him a lot.
Yeah, strong eye, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver, and it's a dive up the middle. Sonzo Robinson picking up about 4 yards on the carry, brought down. Man, these numbers are hard to see. Woo.
Well, it's part of the aesthetic that comes with the all-black uniforms, James. I don't necessarily mind it. I feel like in the evening time when the lights are brightest, we would be able to see it a little bit better, but this sun here down in the south is deafening.
Yeah, fair enough. Michael Martin dropping back, and he checks it down to the running back here. Sonzo Robinson making a guy miss, and he picks up a first down. The wide receiver transplant showing his hands and moves there after the catch.
Yeah, Robinson was a running back down in the good old Baltimore region playing for the Crabs, and he shows off a little bit of his run-after-catch abilities there with a nice little shoulder to the defender, able to put him down and pick up the first down yardage.
When Baltimore folded as a franchise, where did Sonzo go? Didn't he play wide receiver for his next team?
Yeah, he played wide receiver for Tulsa, actually, and then I think that was his only other destination, and now he's running back there.
Yeah, fair enough. Dion stepping down, Hall of Fame running back Dion Hawkins stepping down and letting Sonzo take the reins. Michael Martin, 5-step drop under pressure, and he's brought down. Huge sack in the backfield. Once again, once we see the numbers, we'll let you know, folks. Number 76, Jerry Smith from the D tackle position. Huge pressure on the twist.
Yeah, nice twist play from the line, and the tackle there really has no chance once Martin moves in the pocket. He essentially moves right into the sack, and that's not what you want from Martin, who's kind of been, you know, struggling this season coming over from London.
Yeah, the worst feeling you can have is to give up sacks to generics. You're okay with it when it comes from stars, but, you know, when the backups and the non-franchise guys start getting it, you get a little, start to cringe a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, and that throw there was something that, you know, Martin is worried about. The last thing you want to do is give up, you know, not be able to complete a 5-yard out route. They don't get it there, and it sets them up for 3rd and long here. I'm interested to see exactly what Dion Hawkins and the offense dial up here. Maybe a throw to Godspeed?
We shall see. Both teams are really loaded at the wide receiver position. New Orleans adds a tight end to their look as well, so both teams should, in theory, be huge. But Martin, 3-step drop out of the shotgun, throws it deep across the middle on a quick post route, and that is complete. Number 11 on the catch, Leroy Brown.
Nope, wrong team. That was Stephen Bush with the grab.
I apologize. I'll get it down. I'll get it.
I think it's Tulsa wearing the red is a little unusual to see, but a nice catch there by Bush nonetheless, averaging 15.9 yards per catch this season, makes a good one there, moves the sticks, keeps the drive going.
Strong eye look for the Desperados. It's a handoff up the middle, and he's going to pick up 2 yards. Sanzo Robinson?
No, the backup was in Robinson catching his breath.
King Jack Washington on the carry. It's nice to get positive yards out of your backups. I tell you, folks, what are we, week 5? I'll shake off the rust eventually. I was hibernating. I'll get it. I'll get it, Andy. Michael Martin in an off-back look, single back, 3 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. 3-3 look for the Pharaohs. Martin drops back, throws it quickly outside, and that is good for a first down, complete to Andre Goodspeed.
Yeah, nice grab on the outside, able to move the chains again. And that's really all you need is the first down yardage each time, James. Don't blow anything out of the water with 1 win combined between these 2 teams. You know, you really can't take the top off of anyone's defense. So if you can just get 10 yards, you put yourself in position to win the game.
Yeah, tons of pieces on these offenses. I'm surprised they're struggling offensively so much. And that's a good pass across the middle. Went right back to Andre Goodspeed. Michael Martin making it clear who he wants to throw the ball to today. And that's good for 6 yards.
Yeah, Godspeed, no touchdowns on the season so far, but, you know, has been consistent today. I'd be interested to see if maybe he gets his first.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't remember what type of season he had in London last year, but, you know, coming over to Tulsa, he thought he was going to be, you know, have a huge and a jump off sides by the Pharaohs, but it doesn't matter anyways. Michael Martin completing it over to number 87, tight end Will Danderson, and that was well beyond the first down markers, so they're going to probably decline this one.
Yeah, and that's what you want out of Martin. Martin and Godspeed have that London to Tulsa connection that they're carrying over here to the Desperados season. So, yeah, it surprised me a little bit, too, that they weren't able to kind of get that going as early as they did in the season. But, you know, at least in this game, it seems to be coming to fruition. So I'd like to see them continue to push that down the field.
Now, with both teams investing so heavily in, and we're going to see a shotgun look here, 3 wide receivers. Martin, 3-step drop. He steps up in the pocket, throws a quick out, and it is complete. Over to Andre Godspeed, who's now got 31 yards on 3 catches. But as I was saying, Andy, with both teams investing so heavily on offense, Tulsa, 3 wide receivers, a running back, a quarterback. New Orleans, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a running back, and a quarterback. Do we see them struggle on defense? Have they been struggling throughout the year defensively?
Yeah, definitely. Defensively, you know, Tulsa is the number 15 defense in the SFL. They give up 28 points a game, and this New Orleans defense gives up 32.6 points a game. They're number 19. So both teams have struggled a little bit defensively, but the offensive woes are very similar, and, you know, neither team is really blowing anyone out of the water.
And we see another pass across the middle. That time intended for number 80, Marcel Miller, the 4th wide receiver on the depth chart there, and it is incomplete. And Godspeed telling us in the chat his name is actually Godspeed, not Goodspeed, and I will do my best, sir. I will get it down, I promise you.
Yeah, and that short throw across the middle is not necessarily something that's a bad throw in any way, shape, or form. Just didn't work out on that one. You know, don't be afraid to try that again later in the game.
Yeah, we've seen historically teams getting some success out of their lower end depth chart, out of their wide receivers, and we see a heavy formation handoff.
Oh.
He just gets rocked on that play. Sanzo Robinson picking up about 4 yards. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Tulsa driving.
Absolutely clothesline. That's not what you want to put your running back in those types of situations. He picks up 4, but, you know, at what cost?
Well, those type of hits take a little bit of tread off the tires, but Sanzo's a tough guy, so he'll shake it off for sure. Martin, 3-step drop. He throws a quick out. And that time it is complete to no other than Andre Godspeed, number 10 for the Desperados. And he is putting in a day's work here in the first quarter, but comes up short.
And the throw was a little behind him. You'd like to see that one placed, you know, a little bit in front of him so he can catch it and turn upfield. He had to kind of come back to make that grab. Interesting to see what they do here on 4th and short.
Well, I would like to see him go for it. Neither defenses have been able to stop the run, and this feels like a very doable situation here for the Desperados. And worst case scenario, you have them pinned inside the 10, so. But they're going to call a timeout instead.
Well, and a safe play, you know, you're in field goal range. You know, might be worth taking the points over trying to force something and losing the possession. So, you know, worth a chance from Deion Hawkins, and they'll come out of this thing on top anyways.
Well, I tell you what, my philosophy is if I were inside the 10, and that they were pretty much inside they were on the 6, so essentially on the 5-yard line, I would have gone for it 10 out of 10 times because worst case scenario, you still have them pinned super deep, and you only need a yard. And I think Sanzo's shown that he's been very capable of picking up a yard in the run game so far today. So. And the kick is up, and it is good. Andrew Wheeler puts it through the uprights, and that gives Tulsa a 3-0 lead at New Orleans here. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Good kick return there by number 11, Leroy Brown. Bad Leroy Brown. The baddest man in the whole damn town. Do you know those lyrics, Andy?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never heard the song Leroy Brown? Oh my goodness. Chat. Well, let them hear it, folks. You're going to have to YouTube that after the game. Handoff up the middle. Donk bonkers on the carry, picking up 4 yards, and he takes it down to the New Orleans 32.
Yeah, nice simple run up the middle, kind of keeps things compressed. Hopefully will open something up on the outside for New Orleans because that's really what they're looking for here.
I forget who sings that song, but it goes bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town. Badder than old King Kong, meaner than a junkyard. You can't believe you never heard that, Andy.
Yeah, I'm just going to remind you, James, we're paying you to do play-by-play.
I know. And we saw Xander Gold check it down to Donk Bonkers again, and why not? Donk's been a beast so far today, but that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Pharaohs.
Yeah, kind of a security blanket there for the rookie quarterback is Bonkers, one of the only veterans on this offensive side of the ball. You'd like to see him be able to risk it down the field, but he hasn't had success this season with 8 picks.
Single back look, 4 wide receivers. Gold, 5-step drop, and he checks it down to Donk Bonkers again. He's got a little bit of space, does a shake move, but doesn't pick up the first down. It's going to be just short, 4th and 2 for the Pharaohs, and it looks like they're going to send out Grasmanis to punt it away.
Yeah, not sure who the defensive back was that was quick enough to come up and make that play, but it was pretty much a first down saving tackle. Bonkers had the speed, and he had the open field in front of him. Nice job by the secondary in the run game to get up there in time.
Lova beat a team says it's a throwback song. He's absolutely right. It was like the 50s or the 60s, so it is quite an old one. And a fair caught there for the Desperados. Charles Ball, the return man, and they will start the drive. Michael Martin and company at the Tulsa 33. Such a good song. Such a good song. Maybe if Leroy scores, we'll pull it out. It'll be like a special thing. Nah, we won't. It's 4 minutes, maybe halftime.
He plays receiver. Maybe if he was on the defensive side of the ball, we could get the clearance for that, but no.
And we see Sanzo Robinson on the carry, picks up 4 yards.
He looked like the road runner there with the way that his legs were churning, able to keep the feet moving and pick up some positive yardage after running into the back of his offensive line. You know, you'd like to see him be a little more patient, maybe save those legs for later in the game, but you got to love the energy.
Tulsa, they're loving this heavy set out of the I formation look here. 3 backs in the backfield. Michael Martin going to give the handoff on a dive, and he's got room to the outside. Sanzo Robinson showing a little bit of speed there, and he picks up the first down. Takes it down to the New Orleans 48-yard line. 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's about, half of the runs in this league just need the right blocks. Every play is pretty much, a solid play, but if you can't make the blocks, you can't get the guy in the open field. Robinson had some good blocking there, was able to turn up field and get to where he needed to go.
Beautiful run there from Sanzo, channeling in his inner Deion Hawkins, and that's going to do it, folks. Here in the first quarter, the Desperados leading the Pharaohs 3-0. Andy, what are you predicting here for the second quarter and as we move towards halftime here?
Yeah, from an action standpoint, this Pharaohs defense just has to get off the field. They really are about 15, 20 yards away from giving up more points. So that, I'd like to see him get a stop here.
Another handoff to Sanzo. Shakes one man, but brought down by two more. And with that, let's go over the New Orleans starting defense. At free safety, we have Kappa Jones, number 21. Number 24, cornerback Aaron Arrington. Number 26, strong safety Tank Bennett. Number 28, cornerback Rolliman Hood. Number 48, inside linebacker Obi Okoye. Number 55, outside linebacker Heath McDaniel Jr. And another handoff to Sanzo Robinson there, and this time he is brought down by the man, the myth, the legend, number 24, Aaron Arrington.
And that's really, what you want out of the defense. Buckle down on the run, force Michael Martin into some throwing situations, and see if he can beat you that way, because so far today, Robinson has really been the enforcer on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Godspeed's been pretty active as well. He's definitely given Arrington a lot of run for his money, and that's a huge post route. That time complete to Stephen Bush. Michael Martin putting it only where Bush could catch it.
Yeah, what a throw. What a route from Stephen Bush. Look at this. He just cuts right in front of the safety, doesn't have time to react, and he's able to make the catch before the second safety comes in. A really veteran throw from Michael Martin, able to put that one on a dime.
Well, luckily Stephen got down quickly, because that strong safety was coming over to lay the wood. Three wide receiver bunch to the top of your screen, one to the bottom. Sanzo to the left of Martin, and he throws a deep pass again across the middle. Huge catch there by Andre Godspeed, but he took a shot there by both safeties.
Yeah, double coverage. Talk about, sticking the hands out and being strong, knowing that you're going to take a hit for it. Look at that. He led him right into the open space. Great throw from Martin, able to really force, the Pharaohs into a tough situation trying to defend that ball.
Yeah, really dangerous throw there by Martin to throw the post route into cover three and double coverage there. Pretty good coverage all around, but he just stuck it in there. Heavy backfield again, and it's going to be a handoff. Little misdirection, and that's good for 2 yards. But as Andy alluded, he took a shot there by Heath McDaniel Jr.
Yeah, Jr. coming over from Dallas to work with this New Orleans team, one of the veteran presences on this defensive side of the ball, and making his presence known there on that play.
We have a strong eye, two tight end look here, and it's an ISO up the middle to Sanzo, and he's going to pick up about another yard and a half there. 3rd and goal down on the New Orleans 4.
Yeah, and if you're Aaron Arrington, you're telling the team, one more stop. That's all we need. If you can keep Tulsa out of the end zone here, you put yourself in a really good position to try and score before the break.
Coleman Fletcher on the tackle, 2 backs in a shotgun look, and Martin under pressure, rolls out, throws off body, and that is incomplete. Looking for Godspeed again. That was a dangerous throw and an awkward pass by Michael Martin there across the middle.
Yeah, Martin, was trying to force one in there, and, when you're this close to the end zone, you got to kind of do that at some point. I don't necessarily blame him, but great job by the Pharaohs to buckle down and hold them out of the end zone here. A good goal line stand never hurts a team, and it can really drive momentum forward.
Andrew Wheeler out to attempt another field goal here. This one about 14 yards. One for one so far on the day. Let's see if we can make it 2 for 2. The hold is good. The kick is good. And I was way off. That was a 21-yarder. Man.
Hey, math can be hard sometimes.
How do you calculate? I thought you just added 10 for the end zone.
No, it's 16.
16 on
end zone, 16 yards. Yep.
Holy moly! Well, I'm gonna have to get the calculator, I think, Andy.
Well, it's not that hard.
Well, I'll leave it to you. I'll leave the yardages to you.
Okay.
16. Man. Whew. Anyways, the kick is returned here, and that's going to go down to the New Orleans 32. Excellent return by number 11, Leroy Brown. He's a bad man, folks, and that time he had a great return. Eddie Gage in the chat says 17, so it appears math is getting much harder because now we have several numbers. I thought it was 10. You said 16. Eddie Gage said 17. I formation look, and it's a counter play. The Donk Bonkers showing his strength, but then just getting lit up by Charles Ball.
What a spin, though.
Did you see Charles Ball with the hit? He just like picked him up. Ooh.
Yeah, plenty of good plays going on here.
Makes me glad that I'm in the booth here with you, Andy, and not running the ball for New Orleans, because I would be bruised and broken and battered. But strong eye look here for the Pharaohs, and he rolls out Gold, throwing a dangerous pass across the middle into triple coverage, but it is complete anyways. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
And you need some of that luck if you're going to continue to move the ball here. That's a nice catch. Now, just pick up this 1 yard to the 40-yard line, move those chains, and live to fight for another down. Yeah,
Matt Wolf earning every penny in his contract. He got smushed in between 3 Desperados. It's a handoff to Bonkers, and he is met in the backfield. Number 40 with the cleanup duty there. And that is Kyron Hill from his outside linebacker delivering the final hit. I didn't get to see who started, who actually met him in the backfield. But nevertheless, that's going to bring up a 4th down, and they're going to send out Grossmanis for another punt here.
Not what you want. You definitely wanted to pick up that yardage. I think that's, the first obvious statement. But, you got to start getting something here on the offensive side because your defense is bending it, but they're not breaking. But, eventually you bend enough, you might cut in half.
Charles Wee Ball with a nice little 2-step shimmy there. But also nice job by the Pharaoh defense to shut it down as soon as it got started there. He only picked up a couple yards on the return. Michael Martin coming out, single back, 2 receivers to the top, 1 tight end, 1 receiver to the bottom. 3-3 look here for the Pharaohs. Quick pass out to Sanzo Robinson. He's got some blockers on the screen route. Only picks up 6. Look, that could have been dangerous there, Andy.
Yeah, Arrington was able to, read it and get where he needed to be. The first block was pretty vicious, but Arrington was able to evade the second level block by the tackle that was pulling out, and that's really what shut him down here because that would have been a 1st down. Yeah,
tackled Donald Ellis getting outside and delivering a vicious block. But nonetheless, it's going to bring up 2nd and 4. Martin on a 5-step drop, checks it down to Sanzo again. Sanzo getting rocked, and it's a fumble. And this time the Pharaohs recover it. I can't see who got it, but man, Heath McDaniel Jr. with the wood.
Yeah, they talk about, you can't put your helmet on the man anymore, so what do? You put your helmet or your hand on the ball and knock it free, and Aaron Arrington is Johnny on the spot, able to recover right in front of the lineman who was a little bit slower to get to the ball, and that's just the break you need if you're the Pharaohs. I'd like to see him punch this into the end zone if they get the chance. You
would think Dion would be upset, but man, Heath McDaniel just laid him out. I don't think you could be mad at anybody fumbling after a hit like that.
Right.
Single back heavy look here, and it's a trap play up the middle to Donk Bonkers. He's going to drag a few guys. Finally brought down by Charles Ball, coming up from that free safety position.
A nice 4-yard carry on 1st down. Hey, if you get 4 yards a carry, you're not in a bad shape at all because 4 yards a carry is 12 after 3 downs. That is a 1st down, and you move the chains, buddy. So, hey, pick up 4 if you need it and roll on to 2nd down.
All day long. That's a 1st down. Xander Gold, 5-step drop here. He checks it outside. Very quick pass, and that is complete. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. That was complete to number 85, Roman Vickers. And I believe he's the starting tight end here for the Pharaohs.
Yeah, we saw him on the last drive on 3rd and 1 struggle to pick it up. If they can pick this up, they'll be in good shape, especially moving forward, because it proves that they can pick up the 3rd and short, you know, but you need it here more than ever.
4 wide receiver look, single back setup, Xander Gold under center. Looks like Tulsa, they're dropping back. They showed it, and that is a beautiful, beautiful inside pitch play.
Shovel pass, baby.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. I was drawing a blank, but I love it, and it is good for the first down. And that's a play that they've kind of been known for all season. They've pulled that out in every game they've played.
Yeah, shades of Louisville. The Wolfpack used to do the shovel pass at all times. Louisville out of the league, but very successful during the regular season when they were in the SFL. Love to see it. Yeah,
something like 30-something and 5 all time. Gold, right. 5-step drop, checks it down to Donk Bonkers. Got some room, showing the speed. And he gets enough for a first down. Man, he was blazing on that play.
Yeah, that looked like 4.3, maybe sub 4.3 speed getting to that edge. I mean, if you just rewatch this, it looks like he is the only man there who's got the speed. You know, a lot of good players right there in that clump. Espen Rael was right there, and they were able to beat him to the edge, and that's really what set up this 1st and goal from the 3. It'll be interesting to see if they can punch it in.
5-step drop for Gold. He throws it to the back of the end zone, and that is good for a touchdown, folks. That is to no other than Leroy Brown, excuse me, bad Leroy Brown on the touchdown. Gets the toe drag swag in the back of the end zone, and Xander Gold is on the board with a touchdown, and New Orleans ties the ball game 6-6.
Yeah, they left him alone back there in the back end of the end zone, and he was able to keep the feet in bounds. The linebacker was too short to get a hand to it, and it sets New Orleans up here to take the lead on the extra point.
Man, if only we had the like baseball walk-up music of bad Leroy Brown, that would have been perfect timing. But nevertheless, the extra point is up and good, and that gives New Orleans a lead here, 7-6. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the
deep kick there, and it's returned. Charles Ball making a man miss, and he's getting to the outside, folks. He's got some blockers. He breaks another tackle. He beats it past the kicker. Charles Ball will go all the way. Touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Tulsa striking back. Charles Ball taking a nap in the end zone. Well deserved. Holy smokes.
He certainly put the special teams to sleep on this one, James. How many broken tackles? Look at this. He's stuck behind a blocker, still gets free. He's going to get past that man. But then right here, right when they think you got him, broke a tackle, speed to beat the kicker, and that's really impeccable. Hey, we ball, man. We ball.
Man, Charles Ball on the kick return made Zen Lee look like he had cinder blocks on the bottom of his feet towards the end. He was right there, and then, whew, Ball straight out of a cannon takes it in for a touchdown, and that's going to put Tulsa up. They strike back, and let's see if they can make it 13 here. And the kick is up, and it is good, and Tulsa strikes back on special teams, and that puts them up 13 to New Orleans 7. 3:44 here to go in the second quarter. And this game's brought to you by APM Music, and we are on YouTube. And we've got 35 people watching, but I imagine after that, the buzz is going to start going around in the Discord. We may get a few more people after that, but if you haven't done it yet, folks, please hit the thumbs up button for us. We're at 13. We have 36 watching, should have 36 thumbs ups. We appreciate you greatly. Number 11, bad Leroy Brown, bringing it all the way back to the New Orleans 30, and that's where this red-hot Xander Gold offense is going to take over. Let's see if they can keep the coals burning here.
Yeah, and, you know, if you're the New Orleans offense, you're a little frustrated at your special teams because you were just out. You just had a long drive, capped it off with a touchdown, and now you're right back out on the field.
Yeah, nothing makes me more upset than giving up special teams touchdowns. But we see the handoff to Donk Bonkers, breaking a tackle. Oh. Number 21, Nate Heslip, hanging on to Donk's shoelaces there, just praying to the Lord that he falls down because Donk had some space if he were to break that tackle.
And that's what you call a one-off to a touchdown, James. He had plenty of green grass in front of him. All he needed was one break, and he couldn't get it.
We appreciate all the likes going on. We're up to 21 now. Still got a little work to do. Martin checking it outside. Donk Bonkers getting enough for a first down. It looked to be a screenplay, but the O-linemen took their sweet time getting to the outside, but no worries. Donk Bonkers has got you covered.
Yeah, both quarterbacks to this point playing clean, free of interceptions. The one touchdown for New Orleans separates the two. That's what you like to see out of these quarterbacks who have struggled. Clean game, you know, just keep it kosher.
High formation, handoff up the middle to Donk Bonkers. He's going to get skinny and only picks up 2 on the gain. Brought down by a host of Desperados. 41 on the charge.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes you're not going to break every run. You know, sometimes you got to settle for the few yards you can get, live to see another day, and set up the offense again. So I don't blame him for just taking the 2 yards, though.
I formation, pro look here for the Pharaohs. It's a pass play, 3-step drop. He throws it across the middle, and it is incomplete. That one intended for Corey Jones.
Nope, that's Matt Wolf there.
Oh, man, I'm getting the rosters mixed up here. But anyways, uncharacteristic drop from any of these wide receivers. All of these receivers are pretty well paid. And you would think without much pressure there from the Desperado defense that Matt Wolf would have been able to bring that one in. But I digress. 5 wide receiver, empty look here out of the shotgun. Gold 3-step drop. He throws it deep across the middle, and it is incomplete.
Ball got the hand to it just at the last second. That one was going to be a first down.
Yeah, Matt Wolf had the route, but again, I mean, Xander Gold showing all the confidence in the world in Matt Wolf, and I think that's what you got to do. After dropping a free one across the middle, you say, you know what, bud? I'm going to come right back to you. Xander did. Wolf dropped it again. It's frustrating, but I think if you're Xander Gold, you just keep going back to the kid because he's not going to drop many of those passes. Gordon Grasmanis with another punt, 4.1 hang time, and ball picking up about a yard or two. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans. The Tulsa Desperados leading 13, the New Orleans Pharaohs 7.
And I think, like you were saying, James, you got to trust those rookie receivers and the rookie quarterback to make the play. You know, they are new to the league, but they can still get stuff done.
Yeah, 2-back set here for Martin and the Desperados, and it's a handoff up the middle. Gain of 2 on the play. I believe that was Sanzo on the carry.
Keep them honest. I mean, that's the first bet. You know, make sure they're still protecting the run because if Robinson can break one big one, that can change the face of this game. So make sure they're being honest and then start going to the air later. I mean, look at all this room on the bottom side of the field.
Yeah, single back, 2 tight ends, the top 1 wide receiver. Martin throwing it deep, and it is almost intercepted. Great play by the owner and defensive captain, Aaron Arrington, for the Pharaohs.
Yeah, and you know, I was saying they had room on the bottom, but the room was for an out route, not really a deep test on Aaron Arrington. Not something I would recommend trying too often, but, you know, hey, you never know. This is a crazy league, James. Things happen all the time.
Well, the way Godspeed's been playing here in the first half, I mean, he's kind of had Arrington's number on the shorter plays. So, I mean, why not? If you're Michael Martin, just, hey, he's been eating them up all day on these short plays. Let's try to give him one deep. Martin, 5-step drop, empty backfield, throws it deep across the middle. And that time, it is complete to Godspeed, and he just got smushed. But great job to hang on for the first down.
Well, and put the ball on a rope, Michael Martin. Can you find a better, you know, throw under pressure with two defensive backs draped all over your receiver? That's world class from Martin. He comes over from London in the offseason and makes a big difference on that throw.
Well, it's amazing none of these receivers have been knocked out yet because both quarterbacks are throwing in the double and triple coverage all game. But Sonzo Robinson on the screenplay, he shows his speed, and he gets a first down, and we're going no huddle, folks, here. 47 seconds to go here in the first half. Tulsa driving. Sonzo taking his sweet time to get set here. Martin with another 5-step drop. He steps up in the pocket. He's hit as he throws, and it is almost intercepted. Dangerous, dangerous throw. Pass intended there for Stephen Bush.
And Bush was playing more defense than he was offense on that one. Martin was hit as he threw, really just kind of chucked that ball up for anyone to grab, and the New Orleans defense almost took it away. Like you said, very dangerous. Good job by Stephen Bush.
Yeah, Bush had to play safety there, delivering a big hit to prevent the interception. But, I mean, Martin was hit as he threw, so you can't put it all on him here. Single back, 4 wide receiver look for the Desperados. 36 seconds here to go in the first half. He throws it out, and it is complete. Just short of the first down. I believe that was, let's see, number 87 on the reception. Will Danderson, the tight end. Clean pocket, and he goes right back to him, and that is complete for another first down. This time he stops the clock. 18 seconds here to go. Tulsa knocking on New Orleans' door. And let's see if they can punch it in before halftime.
Well, you know what they say, James. Don't fix what ain't broken. Danderson's wide open on the sideline again. Why not hit him for a second time in a row and just keep milking that cow till she's all out of juice? Yeah,
Jules Howard, the cornerback, or excuse me, Rolleman Hood, is the dedicated corner over there providing coverage, and he's just giving them way too much. Look at this space. They're in a cover 3 look already. 3-3, cover 3. Martin drops back deep, and it is intercepted. Aaron Arrington with a great interception, and he went to that well too many times. The fade route burns him. Looking for Godspeed on that. And Arrington said, nah, you've tried that too many times this half. I'm going to burn you this time.
Yeah, Martin's 12th pick of the season. Like I said, you know, earlier in the drive, you can't test Arrington too many times deep down the field. He makes him pay here late in the second. Luckily, the Pharaohs don't have much time to put points on the board and make them really hurt.
Pro I formation. Look, Bonkers showing his strength here. But it looks like the Pharaohs just want to go into halftime trailing by 6. And there's my quick math for you, Andy. And that's going to do it here. First half of play, Tulsa comes into New Orleans, and they are leading going into the half 13-7. And folks, we'll see you shortly after the halftime show. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed the halftime show. And folks, I think we're going to have a good one on our hands. Pretty close ball game. Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, so far both teams have been playing a quality game. Both quarterbacks until that last drive were playing pretty clean. I'm very interested to see how this second half plays out. New Orleans needs a stop coming out of the break.
It'll be interesting to see if both of these teams will try to take advantage of the defenses, because both defenses here are coming out with a lot of linebacker looks. But both teams are pretty wide receiver heavy. And we see Ball shaking a few tackles, but he takes it down to the 30-yard line, and that's where Michael Martin is going to take over. But I was saying, with both teams both employing 3+, pass threats on their offense, I would just think that, when like New Orleans comes out in a 4-3, you're just licking your lips, because linebackers just historically cannot keep up with wide receivers. But I digress. Michael Martin here, shotgun. Look, he's calling an audible here. Where New Orleans sitting in a 3-3 look. And he takes a 3-step drop. He's got all the time in the world, folks. All the time. And he checks it down there. And that's complete. Let's see who caught that one. Miller, number 80. Marcel Miller, the 4th wide receiver on the depth chart. But, man, Michael Martin had all day long to deliver that ball.
Yeah, it looked like tea time back when he was in London back there. He had all the time in the world. Could have made his drink, waited for the kettle to stew, and then pour it in and, drink some tea and crumpets. Yeah,
handoff here to Sanzo up the middle out of a heavy back set. Good coverage, because that could have been dangerous. But just holding them to a first down. And we will see Tulsa 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. 10:05 here to go here in the third quarter. Folks, thanks for tuning in to the SFL on YouTube, brought to you by APM Music. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. 39 people watching, 23 thumbs up. Martin, 3-step drop, quickly checks it out to Sanzo Robinson. Picks up a great block by Stephen Bush, and that's going to pick up 7. Brought down by number 26, Tank Bennett.
Yeah, Bush was kind of hiding there, looking like he was, just kind of out of the play, and then all of a sudden, bam, a nice little crackback. Something we would see Hines Ward used to do in the NFL. A great block sets him up here with a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, heavy look here. Tulsa coming out, 3 in the backfield, and it's another handoff to Sanzo, and he's going to drag a few people. Only picks up 2 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 1. Number 48 on the tackle, Obi Okoye, coming over from the inside linebacker position for the Pharaohs.
And coming over from the Pharaohs, Obi Okoye, a great defensive player, a huge pickup for this New Orleans team.
4-3 look, cover 2. It's a handoff to Sanzo again. He breaks a tackle, and he's going to get to the outside. And that looked to be about good for 8 on the carry. Heath McDaniel on the tackle.
And that's the difference between a good back and a great back in the SFL, is how many tackles can you break after contact. Look at this. Got him in the backfield? No, you don't. He's wide open. If he would have been able to cut that outside, he might have been able to pick up 3 or 4 more yards, maybe just didn't have the speed.
Yeah, they highlighted the second-string tight end, Gito Williams, and it didn't look like he did much, but he got in the way, and he actually occupied 2 defenders on the play. But we'll pause here for the action. Michael Martin, empty look, 5 wide receivers, and he's under pressure, checks it down quickly, and that is complete to Sanzo. And that's good for 6 yards.
Yeah, miscommunication on the offensive line. Someone didn't get their man, and it really, left Martin in a terrible spot, and he was able to get rid of the ball. Great play by the veteran to dump it off and pick up what he could.
Strong eye, 2 tight end look here. They're going to hand it off. Sanzo's got all the room in the world. He cuts it back inside for whatever reason, and he's only going to pick up a first down, but he had all day and then some on the outside.
Yeah, that's when you want to see him, when you hand the ball off to a running back like Robinson, you got to teach him. You take the ball at the hash, get to the numbers, then get to the sideline and carry it upfield. Robinson tries to cut it back in. That's where the bad players are. You want to stay away from them.
Run from the bad man, Sanzo. Off back look here. 3 wide receivers to the bottom. It's a trap play to Sanzo again. He's got a few blocks. Only picks up 5 on the carry, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. 7:24 here to go in the third quarter. Desperados leading the Pharaohs 13-7.
Hey, a 5-yard gain on first down is no bad feat. And speaking of running from the bad men, that's what I do whenever I get anything from my basement.
Run from the bad man. I don't get the reference, but it sounds terrifying. Martin, three-step drop, checks it out quickly to that man, Godspeed. Showing them hands. Just short of the first down, however. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And the Desperados are knocking on the Pharaohs' door.
Godspeed, he needed God's feet to keep himself in bounds and was able to do so, making this 3rd and manageable.
Well, we don't have a stats guy for today's game, but he's actually cruising towards 10 catches, I'm pretty sure. Strong eye look. They're going to give an ISO to Sanzo. He looks pretty sluggish, but just gets enough for the first down.
Well, James, you can only run the ball so many times before you start getting tired.
Well, and Andy, he's taking some shots today, let's be honest.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Heath McDaniel and Obi Okoye have been just lighting him up all game long. But, to his credit, he's still churning, still getting first downs. Three-step drop for Martin. He checks it down. This time, not complete. Godspeed. And we see his stats there. 7 catches. Been thrown to 11 times. Have dropped it twice. I imagine he's getting close to about 60 yards on the day. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Let's see what Michael Martin and company decide to do. They're so close they can almost taste the score, but here in the SFL you actually have to put the ball over the goal line to get points. So let's see what they do. 3 wide receivers at the bottom, 1 back shotgun look, 1 wide receiver to the top. Martin all day. Throws it across the middle, and it is good, and that is complete to number 80, Marcel Miller, the 4th-string wide receiver. And he's going to cash it in, folks. And just as I was saying it, you had to cross the goal line to get points. They did just that. Marcel Miller, touchdown. That puts Tulsa on the board, 19 to New Orleans 7.
Yeah, Miller's going to pose on him a little bit here. He gets tackled over the line, which is, a little bit helpful coming from the New Orleans defense. Definitely a good play by Miller to be able to catch the ball in some traffic and hold on in the tight coverage. Not what you want if you're a Pharaohs fan.
If you're Dion, you got to be really happy with the production that you've been getting out of Marcel Miller. He's been targeted several times today, brought most of those passes in, and now we see him cash it in for a touchdown. And the extra point is up and good, and with that, we're going to take another quick commercial break.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
And we are back, and we just saw a hellacious hit on the return, man. And let's see if Xander Gold can get this going. They're going to take over at their own 25-yard line. 6:09 left to go here in the third quarter. Just zoomed in to Charles Ball on the play. Scary man roaming the center field there. And it's a handoff to Donk Bonkers. Breaking a tackle, shaking a tackle, but after breaking 2, he's met by about 4 other Desperados. And he's tackled in the backfield, loss of 2. 2nd and 12 for the Pharaohs, excuse me.
Yeah, can't ask one man to do it all. Donk might be the bonkers boy of the backfield, but you can't ask him to break 18 tackles. It's just not how it works.
He's a human being, not a bumping car. He just can't do it all. But nonetheless, Gold, 5-step drop, checks it down to no other than Donk Bonkers. And that time, Donk picking up 4 on the play. And we see the comparison here. Xander Gold, 73 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. Michael Martin, 207, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And I think we're just seeing the differences in both these offenses. Tulsa more willing to take the deep passes, the posts, the corners, the fades. And New Orleans playing way more conservative here. Deep pass across the middle, and that's complete. Oh, it's incomplete. He dropped it. And that is the 3rd drop we've seen out of Matt Wolf today, and they have come on huge opportunities. Man, you gotta feel for this guy, Andy. Matt Wolf That's his third, and he's been open each time. Each drop has been for 15 yards or more. That's heartbreaker. But you see Xander Gold, he said, you know what, young man, I'm going to keep coming back to you. Veteran move, but this time it does not pay off, and Grossmanis is going to have to punt it away here. Ball on the return, going to pick up about a one yard on the return there, and that's going to take it down to the Tulsa 41. And Michael Martin and company are going to take over in pretty good field position. Beautiful day here. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andy.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just going to say New Orleans needs a stop, and they need it right away. I mean, you're down here by 2 possessions. You're going to have to get the ball back quickly as we click towards the 4th. Yeah,
3-step drop. That is complete. Pass is good to Stephen Bush for a gain of 6 yards, and 4:57 here to go in the 3rd. And so far, New Orleans hasn't really shown the capabilities to stop this Desperados offense. I mean, it's kind of been Sanzo eating them up on the inside and then Michael Martin just killing them across the middle. And New Orleans has not been able to adjust all game long.
Yeah, and those adjustments are going to be key if New Orleans wants to get this win.
Hand off to the outside. Sanzo Miller getting a good block there by the fullback, number 34, and he picks up the first down, and he gets it down to the New Orleans 45.
Yeah, good run by Robinson. You know, that's what you teach him. Hash numbers sideline, and he's able to cut it up. Just couldn't get outside a little bit more. But, you know, hey, first down yardage was all you needed there.
You know, and that's kind of been his MO for today's game. He's just kind of been real consistent, not doing anything flashy, just kind of chugging away. And we see Michael Martin coming out in that loaded backfield again, and it's an ISO play up to Sanzo. Gets a good block and picks up another 6 yards. And so far, New Orleans does not have an answer for this.
Yeah, New Orleans has struggled, and Robinson is getting pretty good at running in traffic.
I would not want to have that job, but, I mean, hey, if I were going to pick up 6 yards of carry on that play, then, you know, why not? Sign me up. But here we go. Michael Martin, 2nd and 4. Same loaded backfield look. Same play. That time it's a halfback dive to Sanzo. No blocks for him, and he's blown up in the backfield. Number 99 for the Pharaohs.
And I don't like that. You know, if you have the 2 other backs in the backfield, why don't you follow them on the block? You ran them to the wrong side of the field. Your blockers went left, you ran to the right, and that's just not a formula for picking up the yardage you need.
Yeah, poor play design. It looked to be a misdirection. Try to pull the defense with the 2 blockers, and maybe Sanzo can use his speed to get the outside. Poor play design, but this time it is complete to Godspeed, and he is good for a Desperado first down.
Yeah, nice catch, able to turn up field, keep the feet in, pick up the yardage that he need, and didn't even go to the ground after the hit.
You know, I don't know if this is Godspeed beating Arrington or if the coverage is beating Arrington, right? Because they're sitting back. Now we're getting a cover 2 look here, but for the most part it's been cover 3, and Godspeed's just eating them up underneath. And they're shifting into a cover 3 now. And Martin all day he had all day, and then he just got destroyed. Number 42, Andre Daniels, from his defensive end position, just came up and just chin checked Michael Martin. That looked like a Mike Tyson uppercut.
The Tulsa the defenses are hitting today, man.
Yeah, did you ever watch? I mean, I'm going back again. I know you don't watch the oldies, but man, Tyson back in the '80s, where he'd put his fist on the floor and then just punch you through the roof. Martin hitting the ball's up in the air. Good pressure here, and it looks like New Orleans has had enough. They said, you know, we got to get pressure. We've got to turn this around any way we can, and they've been bringing the heat this drive, and that's 2 plays in a row where they've punched Martin in the face.
Yeah, I tell you what, Michael Martin's trying to do everything that he can to get hit and give the ball away, and the Pharaohs defense just is not taking it. Put a jersey on me, James. I'll get down there and pick that ball off.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be hit. Don't be a wide receiver. But anyways, Martin, empty look here. Shotgun 3-step drop. All day to throw. He throws it deep across the middle, and it's intercepted. And he's got some blocks, but he's not going to be able to take it far. Who is that? Let's see. Number...
Kappa Jones.
Man, great interception. I mean, this is the beauty about cover 3. Kappa Jones in the best position there. Really air it throw by Michael Martin.
Second pick of the season for Kappa. A nice play here. Sets the Pharaohs up in a good spot to try and get back into this game. They just got to, find a way to put points on the board here off of that turnover.
Well, you said it, Andy. They needed a turnover. They got the turnover. Let's see if this offense can do anything with it. Counterplay to Donk Bonkers. Dropped for a loss of 1 on the play, and that's number 54 for the Desperados, Rhett Sawyer, the defensive tackle on the play.
Yeah, nice play by the Tulsa defense is now going to set up New Orleans in a long situation. Don't try and get the first down here. Pick up 7 or 8 if you can.
I'm actually a fan of this look. If I were New Orleans, I'd be sitting in this look all day, every day. But, I mean, you do have Donk Bonkers, but Gold 3-step drop, throws it quickly outside. It's complete for a few yards. That time, Matt Wolf able to haul it in. Hopefully his confidence has recovered by now.
And that's what you want. Get the feet down, keep, the third down a little bit more manageable, but don't force anything down the field with the rookie quarterback. Nice play, sets him up for 3rd and 7 here, which is a little bit easier of a throw.
I feel like they've waited a little late to start getting Wolf's confidence back after those 3 drops, but hey, better late than never. Dangerous throw by Gold across the middle. Didn't even see number 40, Kyron Hill, coming from his linebacker position, and they're going to send out Grassmanis for another punt. His legs got to be sore. He's been kicking them all day today.
Yeah, and it's interesting, James, because they keep putting themselves in manageable 3rd down situations, and then they struggle to pick them up. That's something that, New Orleans has to work on, is that 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, even shorter. They've struggled on some 3rd and 5s and 3rd and 4s earlier in the game. You got to start picking those up.
Yeah, I agree. I think the play calling here, Ball getting a little bit of room to work with, and he's going to take it down to the Tulsa 49. But I think we're starting to see, kind of the rookie slump for Aaron Arrington as a head coach here in the SFL. I believe this was his first year of being a full-time head coach for any team. He's always been a coordinator in the past, and rightfully so. This is his team. But he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to figure out how to convert on the 3rd downs, and he's got to get a little deeper into his playbook. Martin across the middle there on a 3-yard pass. That's complete to no other than Godspeed with his 9 millionth catch of the day.
Hey, sometimes it takes that, James. I mean, look. If the guy's doing a good job, keep feeding him the ball. And a nice crossing route here keeps the clock moving. Does a lot for Tulsa here with the lead that they have.
1 back set, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver look for the Desperados. 3-step drop. He throws it quickly, and it is complete out to Stephen Bush. And with that, let's go to some scores around the league. Vancouver trailing San Francisco 10-13 in the 3rd quarter. Chicago leading Queen City 14-10 in the 3rd quarter. And our game is obviously right where you see it to be.
Yeah, and still plenty of time in this one, over 60 seconds here in the 3rd, along with the whole 4th quarter to go.
Single back look here from Martin. 5-step drop. He's got tons of time. Good blocks. Defender broke loose and then ripped his head off. That is a coverage sack.
I hope they show the replay, James. You had 4 guys on the offensive line blocking 1 man, and Jerry Smith breaks free here. Look at this. You got 4 guys on that guy right there. Look at that. 67. What are you doing? Peel off. Get the defensive tackle, and Martin doesn't help by spinning into the hit.
Well, I mean, first of all, Coleman Fletcher deserves 4 people blocking him. He's had quite a day from his defensive end position. Secondly, Michael Martin cannot sit back and wait 10 seconds to throw the ball. Like, it doesn't matter what team you're playing. They're going to get to you eventually. And it wouldn't have mattered if they had 4 guys on that 1 guy or 1 guy. You just can't hold on to it for that long. Martin needs to either throw it away or try to make a play downfield or take off and run.
Yeah, and now New Orleans gets the ball back. Still some time to move down the field here in the 3rd. You have all 3 of your timeouts for the 2nd half. Still, you're doing all right.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of time. We still have the whole fourth quarter. Both defenses have shown that they have, kind of stopped the bleeding. When New Orleans scored, Tulsa stepped up, and then, now Tulsa's offense is kind of puttered out here in the third quarter. So we'll see. Dunk Bonkers up the middle, picking up 6. And, I don't know how I feel about this. In one hand, I think Dunk Bonkers a beast, and I think he deserves the ball. But on the other hand, we're in the third quarter here, and we're going into the fourth, and you're down by, 2 scores. I think you got to start airing the ball out.
Yeah, definitely. Heading into the fourth, I would mix some throws and some runs. You still have a whole 11 minutes, and the last thing, you want to do is abandon one facet of your offense completely, especially when a lot of your money is with Donk. But, a formation like this heavy set here, I don't know if that's, an aspect of your playbook you want to use this late.
And we're going to see an ISO play to Donk Bonkers. He's going to pick up a few yards, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2nd. I mean, the thing is, with all these wide receivers that you have on your roster, and you have the tools to make plays, and you got 3 wide receivers, a tight end. You've shown the ability that you can do draw plays, trap plays, shuffles. You don't have to line up in these I formation plays and just run it. You've got options. But Gold 3-step drop, throws it complete across the middle, and that's the kind of stuff that they need to do more of.
Yeah, really good patience from Gold, who's able to stand in. He had 2 check down options that were open, but didn't guarantee the first. And he finds the bad man across the middle. I mean, what a throw right in front of the defender. A really gutsy play, and you're going to need plays like that if you're going to want to get back into this ballgame. Yeah,
threw it right past Kyron Hill, the starting outside linebacker for the Desperados. But, that was a point we alluded to in the first half, is that linebackers just historically will not be able to keep up with wide receivers. And that time they proved us right. Heavy I formation look here, and we're going to see a trap play, and Donk Bonkers getting lit up in the backfield, brought down by did I say that right? Espen Rael, coming from his inside linebacker position.
Yeah, at some point you have to abandon these runs, and I'm interested, what the ratio is and what the playbook looks like in terms of run-to-pass options, because it looks like, New Orleans is trying to push the run more than they are, willing to pass the ball. And, even in the pass game, they're using Bonkers a little bit more than you'd like. I mean, it's almost a thing, James, where, if Bonkers got injured early in the first quarter of this game, how lopsided would this be?
Yeah. I give Aaron a little bit of credit because, like in Indianapolis, I try to protect Tom Pepper as much as possible, and it's evident that he's trying to protect Xander in his rookie year. But at some point, you got to take the training wheels off, and you just got to go for it. Dangerous throw across the middle there, broken up by number 49 for the Desperados, Richard Newton, from his outside linebacker position, but...
Yeah, and it looked like interference to me. I mean, the guy was in the way, didn't really let the receiver get to the ball. I mean, hey, I'm not on field level. I'm up here in the booth, and I can only see what I can see. But, that might be what they're saying there on the sidelines. It looked like someone got in the way of the other guy.
Yeah, maybe we answered our own question here. Maybe we're just starting to see Xander Gold. He's a rookie, so he's going to have the rookie goal. And then Ball.
My gosh.
How heartbreaking would that have been to see Ball break another special teams touchdown?
Well, it's almost like he was, a little bit gracious to this New Orleans team. He had the room to the bottom of the field, and, this one spin play right here after he makes the catch, look there, it opens everything up on the other side. What agility to get out there, and I think he could have beat that lineman down the field. He just decided not to.
100%. Charles Ball, a generous man. He giveth and he taketh away. This time he says, I'm going to giveth to you. I'm going to giveth you a break. And we're not going to ball out on your face. We're going to let Michael Martin and company take over a great field position, though. Taking over at their own 44-yard line. 8:45 here to go here in the fourth quarter. Tulsa commanding lead over the Pharaohs, and it is complete to Mr. Automatic Godspeed out here. And that's good for 7 yards.
Yeah, nice play there. Able to pick up 7 on first down. Tulsa continues to do what they need to do. You know, exciting to see a team who hasn't won this season start putting together a full game. And if you're New Orleans, you know, definitely start putting pieces together here. Time's getting away.
Dangerous throw over the middle, and I think they're going to call a pass interference here.
Oh, he dead. Get him some milk.
Jerry Smith, he's had quite a second half here for the Pharaohs, so that's going to be a big loss here for New Orleans. Oh, it looked like he just got his ankle rolled up on as he was breaking down Martin on the play.
Yeah, he definitely needs some milk.
I'm going to get some milk and cookies as well.
In terms of all right, Santa. In terms of a play, that should have been a pick 6.
I mean, how else? Oh, roughing the passer.
They're going to throw the flag on the injured player. I mean, that's just adding insult to injury.
Insult to injury. You said it. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't like salt in my milk or on my cookies.
Or on my wound, for that matter.
Oh, an injury fun, too. Here we go. We just hit all 3 facets.
We're the best. Put us in prime time, folks. Hand off to Sonzo Miller up the middle. Well, not like that. Sonzo Robinson, excuse me. I have no idea who Sonzo Miller is, but...
maybe a cousin.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody's got a cousin with the last name Miller. But nonetheless, 2nd and 9 for the Desperados. And New Orleans is kind of shooting themselves in the foot here.
Yeah, you need a stop here. I mean, this is pretty much the edge of field goal range.
Martin all day to throw, and he throws a corner route, and it is complete. And that was good to number 87, Will Danderson. And he has been a stud for the Desperados all day long. And you know, for somebody who's not getting paid the big bucks, Danderson is making a heck of a day. And then on the other side, we have New Orleans with Brock Lee, and he is getting paid the big bucks, and we haven't heard anything out of him all day long.
Yeah, I mean, Danderson has just been, for lack of a better term, dandy today and has been absolutely killing it on the opposite side of the field.
Well, he's using Head and Shoulders because there is no dandruff to his game. He is flake-free, and he is balling out. And a shuffle play.
Oh!
Wow. Nice taking a play out of New Orleans' playbook, and they are, wow. They ran that shuffle pass to Sonzo beautifully, and this time it's good for a touchdown.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, just real quality. Beats the lineman, breaks a tackle, and has the Kings escort into the end zone. Nice play by the Desperados. The shuffle pass is interesting because, you know, you never expect it, and then once it's done, if it's ran to perfection, it's a really quality play that can catch the defense sleeping, just like we saw there. And Tulsa, you know, adds to their lead.
Yeah, it's a beautiful play when it works, but it can also be quite disastrous if you've ever tried to run it in practice and you've thrown a pick to your defensive tackle and you just shake your head and you're like, okay, I see why some teams stay away from this, and then you see plays like that, and then you see why some teams give it a go. But nonetheless, Tulsa getting on the board again. They take a commanding 20-point lead over here over New Orleans, the hometown team. And I don't know if there's much New Orleans is going to be able to do here, Andy. 7:29 here to go in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to put some work. They're going to have to put the ball in Xander's hands and just let him go for it.
Yeah, and, you know, in theory, they should have been doing that all game and not relied so heavily on bonkers.
Folks, we got 32 people watching the game. Still only 23 thumbs up. Please, please, please help us out. Take 2 seconds out of your time. Click that thumbs up for us. Right under the game. By the share button, in case you don't know where it's at.
It's the one that looks like a thumb, and not the one that's going down, the one that's pointing towards the top of your computer.
Xander Gold checking it down. Complete to the outside. And that is good to Wolf.
And that's what I'm saying, James. I just don't think that they have the plays in their playbook to go deep down the field. It looks to me like they're more of a short pass offense.
Well, the times we have seen them go deep, it was to Matt Wolf, and it's kind of burnt him, right? Because, you know, all 3 of his drops were on passes that he should have caught, and they were all big gains. And so I kind of see why New Orleans has reeled it back and said, well, if we can't throw it to Wolf, on these post and corner routes, then we're just going to have to settle with these short passes and rely a little heavily on Donk. And that's just not going to work for them today. They're down quite a bit, and there's only 6:34 here left in the fourth quarter. High formation look for Gold. He's going to throw it again, and that time it's complete. I believe that was over to Matt Wolf again.
And I think this quarterback comparison says it all. I mean, Gold's been clean, but he hasn't taken the chances down the field that Martin has. And I think that's something that, in the week off or the break, New Orleans needs to look at. At what point do we value our shots down the field over, not throwing the interceptions?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's Dion being a veteran coach, willing to take his shots, putting a lot on his defense. If they turn the ball over, oh well. Xander
nice
Gold.
8-yard grab there, keeping the feet in bounds and being able to turn upfield. I mean, it's plays like this that make you, wonder whether the receivers in New Orleans have been undervalued and underused, or whether, it's a product of them just not being open down the field. Because that was a great play on the sideline.
Well, I think this says it all. They keep coming out in these heavy looks. Donk Bonkers on a counter play, getting stuffed in the backfield, brought down by number 40.
It's too late for a run. I mean, you're down by this man. I mean, maybe New Orleans wants to, keep the scoring low and just get to the end of the game and get back on the bus and head back to the hotel and chill out. But the fans here, in Louisiana, I think would want a little bit more. It looks like their record's going to fall to 1-1 at home.
With all the money, another handoff here to Donk, and he's going to bring up a 4th and 1 here.
You got to go for this.
5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and New Orleans down by 20, still running the ball, and it looks like they're going to send out Grasmanis to punt the ball away.
Oh, come on.
I'm not a big fan of this move, Andy.
No, I think, at a certain point you got to have some guts and you got to get going for it. And this, this says to the fans that we're just packing it in and heading home for the break. And, I don't think Aaron Arrington's going to like this call. I don't think the defense will like this call very much, because, you're essentially asking your defense to score 20 points in 4.5 minutes because, your offense hasn't been getting it done. The one score that they had came off a turnover when they were deep down into Tulsa's end of the field already. It's not a good look for, the time consumption theory at all.
Yeah, and I think, we go back to it. We're kind of dealing with Dion's a sophomore as a head coach, showing his savvy as a veteran head coach, taking his chances. He's rolling the dice. He says, we're going to throw it deep. We're going to take our chances, and it's paid off. Their defense has held up well. Although I think New Orleans has kind of bailed them out a little bit. I think they could have been stretched a little further, in my opinion. But we're seeing that rookie head coach kind of syndrome where they don't really know where to go from here. And it's a learning process, and I think Aaron's a really smart guy, and I think he'll figure it out eventually, but just painful while you're going through it. So nice carry there by Sanza Robinson, 3rd and 1. And hey, there's plenty of coaches who are veterans in the league struggling. I'm a sophomore head coach. I'm struggling in Indianapolis. So, it's just one of those things, I don't know how to explain it, right? Like the way they're losing this game is a little different, but, you just got to go into the playbook. You just got to start looking at every single play and seeing what your offense is capable of. I personally, if I had 3 wide receivers and a tight end, I'd be chucking it every play. And I'd figure out a way to spread them out and run it with Donk, but I'd be a pass first team. Handoff up the middle to Sanzo Robinson. He's going to pick up a ton of yardage there, and that's good for a Tulsa first down. Tick-tock. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, folks. Thanks for tuning in to this broadcast of the SFL brought to you by APM Music on YouTube. Pretty commanding lead here for the Desperados, up by 20 here late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I think the conversation over the course of the next week will be, for Tulsa, what does this say about them as a team coming into the game with no wins? They're able to get the win over New Orleans, but the Pharaohs are 1-3 after this game if everything holds. So, you know, where do you weight the win for Tulsa at facing a team like this in comparison to, you know, some of the Alaskas and the Tallahassees? It's a great first win for Tulsa, but I think next week, you know, whoever they play, that'll be more interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah, the best thing I've ever, and those were two great examples of teams who know what they're doing, right? The best thing when I was coaching in Alaska under Mighty said, you know, he told me this several times, always use your talent. And both of these teams are guilty of that today. You know, they both use 3 wide receivers. And New Orleans is even more guilty of it because they have a tight end as well. So when they go into these heavy sets, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning, but as they go into these heavy sets, they lose a wide receiver that they've paid a lot of money to get. Wide receivers are not cheap in the SFL. And, you know, Tulsa, every time they get into those 3-back backfields, they lose, you know, 1 wide receiver, 2 wide receivers. And so both of these teams have to figure out their offense. They have to say, well, how do we get our money on the field, and how do we do what we want to do with that money on the field? And once they figure that out, I think they'll be all right. No.
Yeah, I couldn't agree agree more.
No, you can agree less, but you'd be wrong. you'd be so wrong, Andrew. But no, I'm just playing. But yeah.
Well, hey, I think we both are saying that. But you know, I mean, how many wins do we have this season, James?
Combined, it's not looking good.
Well, hey, combined, we beat both of these teams. Alone, though, I think we hold steady. So,
I mean, in fairness, I've had a pretty murderous first several games. So we'll see how the second half of the season shakes. I mean, week 1, we took Tallahassee to the brink. Week 2, I think we played. Who did we play week 2? We was it Baltimore? I think we played Baltimore. I put it on.
You're saying we as if I'm on your team.
Oh, you're there in spirit. You're there in spirit.
Well, maybe that's why you're losing.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We Indies. It's a piss poor season, but such is life. You know, here I am trying to give these guys advice, and we're what 1-3, 1-4. So I don't know.
My game's still going on. I still have a chance to get my 2nd win of the season. So we'll see. I haven't looked at that game much more than the scoring updates on ScoreStream. Speaking of ScoreStream, if you don't have the app, you can head over to iOS or Android and pick it up and keep up with the games that are going on. It looks like it's 13-all in that one.
And that after this game's over, folks, do not tune off the SFL. Please jump over to another game. We've got a couple exciting ones going, as Andy just alluded to. A pretty good ball game there for his Legion. And a quick pass out to Bonkers here.
The game tonight between Denver and Vegas should be interesting on Twitch. I'm really looking forward to that one, seeing what the Night Wings can do against the Fury, who are new as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that one shakes out. Oh, nice move there. Yeah,
nice pass on the slant route. And that's something New Orleans should have been doing, you know, 10 minutes ago. But, you know, at least they're trying now. Xander Gold going no huddle. Checks it down to Bonkers. And he's going to met at the line of scrimmage. They're going to go no huddle again. 2nd and 10. They're on the New Orleans 49-yard line. 1:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. 3-step drop. And he checks it down to Bonkers again. And he is going nowhere. And they're going to burn their last timeout.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. You're down by 20. Maybe just let the time run here and avoid something disastrous. The last thing you want to do is throw a pick 6 in this situation. You know, maybe not worth the timeout.
Nah, I couldn't disagree more. I'm chucking it. I'm going Hail Mary, whatever. I'm saying, you know what, damn it, we're going to throw the ball and we're going to try to figure something out here. Xander Gold chucking it deep across the middle, and it is good. And that is good for a first down. I didn't see who caught that pass, but...
Yeah, now you got to spike it. And, you know, hey, if it puts points on the board, that's fine. I just, you know, more think about the other end of it. You know, you throw a pick 6, that hurts your points per game, you know, on the defensive side and the offensive side. You know, worst case, you come out with this giving up another touchdown. Best case, you score a touchdown. So who knows? It's a thought process that two of us can have. I mean, there's a highlight there. Bonkers with 13 catches. I mean, that's not what you want. Your back is to run, not catch, you know, that many times.
Yeah. And there's
Make it
his 14. Yeah. Jinx, you owe me a soda pop.
I owe you nothing.
All right, fair enough. I'll get you a soda pop.
How did that work? I went from owing you a soda to getting a soda.
And there we see another shuffle pass. I saw in the chat earlier the shuffle pass OP, and that's the other side of the shuffle pass. Incomplete or no good. 4th and 10 here. This is for all the marbles, at least for this drive. And he checks it down to Donk on yeah, not enough though, and that's going to do it here. Tulsa taking over with 6 seconds. We should just see the victory formation. Tulsa going to take the win here, coming into New Orleans and just beating them down. It looks like they're going to take the win 27-7. Andy, what's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, you know, the score I don't think represents exactly how this game went. Tulsa had a few good plays that really set this thing off. The Charles Ball return speaks out in my mind. You know, hats off to New Orleans for playing a game that, you know, I think was a learning game. There's something you can take away from everything, James. And I think, you know, they need to involve the receivers a little bit more. But again, that's just my take and your take. I mean, you know, who knows? Bonkers shows up and has a big game, and maybe that gets them to another win today. But a good job by both teams, and congrats to Tulsa for getting their first win. Yeah, keep your head down, both owners. Both teams got a long ways to go. It's a long season still. We're not even halfway yet, but keep grinding away, stay positive, and to the fan bases and the players for each team, just keep your heads up and keep working hard. And if you want to see changes, you know, start coaching, start scouting, get involved with your teams, and maybe you can make the difference in some of these games. But that's going to do it here for us, folks. The final score, Tulsa taking the victory, coming into New Orleans, getting the win. They win the game 27-7, and that's going to do it, folks. I'm James Richards. I've been your play-by-play man, and alongside of me has been Andy Hamilton. Andy, good luck in the rest of your game, and I will see you on the flip side. Yeah, thanks for having me, James. It was fun. All right, take care, everybody. Have a good night.